But yeah, I believe the health and triangle strategy did increase with each mode actually. But he was saying Octopath Traveler rather than a triangle strategy was the case. But yeah, in triangle strategy, I believe that it was that. But I believe there was also like more enemies that you had to deal with. Yeah, the diary again. Let's go. Triangle strategy's high difficulty mode was actually really brutal at times, especially considering I went for the true ending on a first playthrough rather than a new game plus. And it honestly kind of really sucks that it doesn't tell you what to anticipate for each of the battles that you're like splitting up your party into so that you know how to split them. Like, I got so lucky with deciding to take Jens on the Roland fight. Like, that was such a lucky guess. As long as this memory exists, so long as humanity has hope, a bloody battle will be waged over the holy domain of the body. Like, in the Roland battle of the true ending of triangle strategy, if I didn't have Jens, there's absolutely no way I would have beaten that Gustav battle. Like, no chance. Oh yeah, thinking about like triangle strategy and Team Asano games, there's one that I thought about adding to the schedule. So one of the most recent Nintendo Direct, which wasn't even that recent anymore, but semi-recent Nintendo Direct, one of the games that it revealed coming to the Switch is this game called Various Day Life. It's it didn't catch my attention at first. It only caught my attention when I like rewatched the Direct later, because I found out it's a Team Asano game. So it's like from the team behind titles like Bravely Default, Octopath Traveler, Triangle Strategy comes Various Day Life, and I looked into it, and apparently it was like a Apple Arcade thing. It was something that was available on the Apple Arcade where you pay the subscription for Apple Arcade, and it's like a mobile game. And then the Apple Arcade got shut down, and so they brought it to consoles like the Switch. I might just die and like restart this with how much health I've lost and just try to run through without killing things. And I've looked up the reviews and stuff on Steam, and it's just a lot of people saying like, wow, this game sucks and it's boring and stuff. But like, I feel a little bit obligated to play it just to like continue the Team Asano kind of series, because we've covered all of Bravely Default, Octopath, and Triangle Strategy. So like, we may as well see what another thing by the team is like. But apparently Various Day Life kind of sucks. Also, it's interesting, its title is in like the same kind of style as Octopath or Triangle Strategy. Like, it's that same kind of text format, Various Day Life, like it's that kind of style is the thing. But apparently it's not that good, is the thing. Because it was apparently used to be an app. Let's see here. Octopath Traveler is the content finally had. Yeah, I saw that in Discord, in both the Discord server and DMs there. Definitely seems like it takes a good while. Your hope for a possible 3 Hopes DLC is that they'll add a golden route that combines all routes to a wholesome ending. Yeah, like an ultimate ending to the Fodlan tale, something like that. Because 3 Houses argued like, oh, there is no like true route, no true ending where everything's all happy, is the argument that it made. Whereas Triangle Strategy made the argument that, hey, it is possible to find the magic all happy solution. It's just a massive, massive pain in the butt to do so that's really gonna push you to your limit. I do have to fight everything, don't I? Well, I'll just die and then start like doing them on individual basis then in that case. You know. Well, dude, let me retry. This is gonna suck. So we did like the easy mode door. We did the medium mode door. Or normal mode or something, I guess. And now it's the hard mode door. Ah. And I'm really struggling with it. I need to do this to beat the game, though. Apparently this wasn't required in the original NieR Replicant in Gestalt, since it was added as DLC. You didn't need to do this to beat the game. But since you need every weapon, and this is now just part of, like, base game and the remaster, this is now required. So, I kinda gotta clear this. I mean, yeah, that's kind of NieR Replicant and Automata. In a nutshell, from what I hear, some of the areas at least. In a world with memory, radar starts Friday. Okay, please. You sketch me out so much. So much. Sketchy sketchers. Can I knock you down, maybe? And then get that, like, critical blow or finishing blow or whatever the heck. Well, I did on you. Time to play like the best NieR Replicant in my life. Gosh dang it. Wah! Yeah, this is going to suck. I have a feeling that this might wind up being harder than like what final boss will face on this route. Just as a consequence of being like final DLC area, you know. So, time to play potentially the best NieR Replicant that I might have to play all playthrough. Maybe. We'll see. Wait, I found out from that one area that this was like a good attack for knocking dudos. Come on. Dang it, maybe not. Come on. Knock them to where I can get that critical blow. Gosh darn it. Ever heard of the series Ninjago? Yeah, you've talked about it a whole lot around here. For one, you've talked about the show quite a bit. So yes, I have heard of it. From you and many others. Whoa. Do you mind? Whoa. Can I? Please. Please, good sir. Ah, I'm losing so much of my health so much earlier than I would like. I mean, preferably I'd not lose any of my health at all. Oh, this sucks. Oh, this sucks. I'm finally ending it. It sure seems like it's been going on for a while, but also forgive me, it's really hard to read things right now. Because I'm trying to not die. Is the case. Whoa. And this is, look how much damage they do. I could always switch it out of hard mode just for the sake of doing this, but this is, gosh dang it, a hard mode playthrough. Did I knock you onto the ground? Nope. Sure didn't. Ah, come on. I'm gonna lose like all my health and healing items before I move on to like any other enemies. I killed one. Oh my good gracious, you've actually got to be kidding me. Come on. Oh, I hate it so much. So much do I hate it. Should I just like commit to you, our annoying projectile guy? Yeah, this is certainly something right now that's being dealt with, huh? This is certainly something here. Come on, please. Just get knocked down. You are not getting knocked down. Why are you not getting knocked down? Please. Ah! I need to conserve my health so badly. Oh. And then you, I can just pew, right? Right. Hello, Crystal. How's it going today? Welcome to pain. Welcome to so much pain incarnate. May as well. So much pain. Oh, how I hate it. So I guess we're out like seafront now. I can see the lighthouse out there. We're out in the waters by seafront. And okie dokie that Guzma. Hope you have an awesome rest of the night and take care. Playthrough are you on now? 3. I gotta get all the weapons and that's why I'm here. I looked up what weapons I'm missing. There's just this one, the one in the facade shop, and then 2 side quest ones, and then I'll have them. I have all them weapons. But I kinda gotta go through this pain. What I gotta do. So, no, I need all weapons just to beat the game. I'm not going for 100%. Like, maybe I will later if I'm feeling spicy, but I'm not going for 100% right now. That is not the case. Like, to get this next ending, I straight up need every weapon. I don't know why. I don't know the story significance. But both the game itself and the interwebs have just straight up told me, yeah, you need to get every weapon. Before starting this playthrough, the game is just like, yeah, collect every weapon this time. So there's that. I just count all endings as like beating the game. Essentially, because you get to see how it, you know, actually ends and stuff. But yeah, hope you have an awesome rest of the night there, Guzma. So many pipipews. Just kind of trying to play this safe. Oh, how I hate it so much. So much do I hate it. Oh, I was hoping that like charge shot could like snake over top or something. Snake? Snake? No, you know what I mean. Slow and steady wins the race after all. Gotta conserve my health. And slow and steady wins the race. Story significance is that it was used to hide a troll ending in Drakengard. So that's all that it was. So there's no actual, it's not actually gonna play all the weapons into the story itself. It's just that there was a troll ending in Drakengard with all the weapons. So they decided to do it with this game as well. Except for like a real ending. Wow. That's dumb. I think that's pretty silly. If that's the only reason here. I think that's some BS. No, so I have to go through this because of that. So it became standard for the final endings to get all weapons. Wow. That's pretty lame. In my humble opinion. In my humble opinion, at least. That's kind of like Pokemon Legends Arceus being like, yeah, you want to beat the game, how about you catch every Pokemon? That's this. Same feel. Same vibe. From what you remember, Automata doesn't do it, hopefully. Hopefully that's the case. I hate it so much. So much do I hate it. So many spins I'm doing. So many great big spins. Yeah, this is fantastic, isn't it? I mean, can I knock one of you guys to the ground? Nope. Would have been cool. I mean, do I really want to risk it? Nope, that did not knock you down. Well, I'm just gonna keep on pew-pewing then. So I'm gonna do. But for Automata, it's worth it because the side quests are actually fun. Okay. It's not things like this that are like tedious. Collect this, do that, deliver this fragile package. Not stuff like that. But yeah, that's new. All weapons for an ending. Automata has 23 mini endings and 3 main endings. I heard about that. Where it's like there's a lot of joke endings that are like game overs by dying in different ways. Something that I heard about. Apparently there's like a death by salmon ending or something like that. No, sardine, I think. I don't know. It was something like that. Some sort of fish. There's like some ending where you can eat a fish, die, and then like that's an ending. Apparently there's a lot of joke endings. I really wish that orb hadn't hit me there. So psychos are only bearable because of Vice walking the NPCs. Yeah, that was this game here. Or last stream, there's this one guy where we talked to him and he's like, oh, you're that guy that does literally anything, no matter how mundane or annoying it is. Was what one of the NPCs told me during the last stream. So that was something for a good chuckle there as well. And the player character is just like, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that there. I also really liked that one side quest last time where he's like, oh, get this one thing that'll help cure my seasickness, and you get it for him, and it turns out it's a sexual stimulant. And Vice is just like, how could he possibly have mistaken something to cure his seasickness for a sexual stimulant? My goodness, you gotta love Vice in this game though. It's probably honestly one of my favorite video game companions at this point. Like, Vice is great. There are 27 endings in NieR Automata, 1 for each letter. Wow. Just like Xenoblade Chronicles 3 having like a Mobius for each letter. Except Mobius A, but maybe that's just Ionios. Maybe. Who knows? Xenoblade 3 really doesn't get that in-depth with its lore. So who knows? Maybe the DLC will answer some questions after it comes out. Maybe. Can I get Vice to the other side? And just like be poking here? Gosh dang it, I still get hit. I was hoping that I could just put like a rubber band on the thing, but nope. Nope, apparently I still get hit. I gotta actually play this video game. Man, I'm disappointed. I'm such a big sad. Oh my good gracious. I was trying to jump above that and it hit me anyway. I'm gonna lose all my health. I'm gonna lose all my healing items. Oh, how much this sucks. Yeah, and then he just hits the wall. Ugh. Well, this is life now. Unless I can shoot through this. It doesn't look like I am, though. I don't think I am. I'm fairly certain it's colliding with the net. Ah, man. There's a secret boss in Automata, but you have to do a ton of damage in like 10 seconds. What? Or else you get a game over? Something? So many papoos. So much pain. This is just gonna be like that 2.5 hour boss from last stream. Except I actually have to play it instead of being able to put the controller down. Or to activate the boss. Oh. Strange. Strange thing there. Are you certain I can't knock them down, game? Are you sure? Are you sure you're oh, I actually knocked one down. Oh, but he got up immediately. No Healy items. I'm such big sad. Come on, please. Did I knock you down? Oh, but I can't get over there in time. They get up so fast. No Healy items in here even. Wow. Well. I hate this so much. So much do I hate it. I don't even have any fun stories to tell during this anymore. Because, like, I've been going so ham on NieR Replicant that you're all updated on the lore and stuff. There's no other new recent happenings going on. I could tell old stories that I've told a bazillion times. But I'm just kind of in a mental state right now where I'm just like, ugh, you know. Just kind of summing up my mental state right now in regards to this. No. Well, my inputs again, I'm sure they're super interesting. But yeah, enjoying the stories while you platinum Among Us. My oh my. Well, so many papoos. What stories haven't I told yet? Well, I've probably told all the stories, but like, what stories should I tell again that I haven't told during NieR Replicant? Make a spontaneous tier list of your favorite video game companions and why is Vice at the top? Who would I... Is Vice at the top? He might be. He's pretty darn cool. There are some pretty cool video game companions out there. Like Midna's another really good one, for example. Who else is real good? Who else is a real good video game companion? I mean, party members in Xenoblade Chronicles games. But I feel like when you say video game companion, you're implying like playable character and a companion that's always at their side. As like the main supporting character that, you know, the main character bounces ideas off of a whole lot of the time and helps support them and might potentially be their menu and abilities and stuff like this, you know. Stuff like that. So many papoos. Whoa. I hate it so much. So much do I hate it. I can talk about the truck in terms of the other truck. For like some sort of recent happenings going on with that. So there's the old truck that I'm working on, which is a 1952 Fargo. But there's another old truck in the family as well. which is a 1949 Mercury, is the case. An M47 is the specific model name. And this truck, I'll just tell like the whole story of it leading up to today. Screw it, we're not going anywhere anytime soon. So this truck was acquired by my grandpa in, I believe, 1975 when he bought this tract of farmland essentially, and the truck just kind of came with it. So it was the work truck. Was the case. It was the old work truck around there for a while, and my dad, I can't word say. My dad was looking forward to potentially being able to restore it one day, be able to one day yoink that truck and restore it, and he wanted to do some work on it. But he was really young. He was like 12 years old, something like that, and the truck eventually wound up being sold to his cousins that are older. His cousins managed to convince his you're witnessing a whole lot of holding one button is the case. So my dad wasn't super impressed when the truck wound up going to some cousins of his, but they were older, they could do some work on it, so the truck wound up going over to them, and not a whole lot of work got done on it for a long time. They kind of bought it and then didn't really do a whole lot on it, and then one day the truck came back into the picture again, and my dad was working in HVAC at the time. He was working on things like furnaces, ventilation, AC, stuff like that. And his cousin who had it kind of worked out a deal with him about like, oh, he'll install AC in his house, and then he'll get like the truck. Essentially, that was the deal. That was the plan. And so he started doing some work on it together with his cousin. And then one day he gets a phone call from his dad out of nowhere, my grandpa, who tells him like, oh, you'll never believe this. I bought the old truck again, and I'm gonna be restoring it. So my dad wasn't exactly super impressed when he's told the story to me. He's been like, so that's how he got screwed out of that same truck twice, essentially. And my grandpa was just like, well, sorry about that. How about this? I'll will it to you. How about that? So my dad was like, okay, and he didn't bring up getting the truck anymore. And my grandpa fully restored it. This was a little bit more than a couple decades ago that he fully restored it. I was young when he fully restored it, was the case. As far as I remember, as far as my brain tells me, I've always seen it like fully restored and in beautiful condition and such, is the case. And that truck got a whole lot of love. It kind of became like one of, if probably not his most valuable possession there. Like my grandpa really loved that truck, and it was the plan to will it to my dad, but both my grandparents have been losing their memory like really badly lately. It's been getting really bad, so they decide to give the truck to my dad while they could still be there physically giving it, instead of it just being something written on like a piece of paper after passing. So that's what happened last autumn. Gosh dang it, is the case. The truck wound up coming into the media family here. So now it lives out at the lake cabin, and it's the summer vehicle out there. And we drove it a little bit during last autumn. I have like some nice photos of it, along with like a bunch of autumn trees and stuff, with all the trees changing color. But during the winter and this summer, a lot of problems started cropping up with it. There's brake pads, which I don't really know a whole lot about vehicles, but apparently the brake pads on that thing, there's like 2 long ones and 2 short ones, and you're supposed to have like one of each on each side. So like on the left side have a short one and a long one, and on the right side have a long one and a short one. But for some reason, both the long ones were on one side and both the short ones were on one side, which meant that the thing was pulling like really hard to the right whenever you hit the brakes, which is a surefire way to end up in like a ditch. So that needed to be fixed up. It started leaking oil after that was fixed, so that needed to be sorted out. And the brake pad issue, it's always possible that my grandpa himself might have just like installed the brake pads incorrectly when he restored it all those years ago and just got used to it pulling, maybe. The leaking oil kind of came out of nowhere, and that needed to be fixed. And It's kind of a pain in the butt when you get like very specific oil for something like that. There are a few other issues that I don't know off the top of my head, but a few issues needed to be sorted out. But, oh, did one just die? Sweet, if that's the case. But now it does seem like it is on the brink of like everything being sorted out. Like there are some mechanics out at the Lake Village, and the thing about a rural community like a lake village like that is it's a lot more of a community, like everyone knows each other and is willing to help each other out and stuff, as opposed to, you know, a residential area in like a big city where it's like people don't really know each other very much, are in their own little social bubbles. It's a lot more of a community in a rural place like that. So some mechanics of the village have been out there doing some work on it, and apparently it was driven recently by one of them and does seem to be doing pretty alrighty. So my dad's hoping that this coming up weekend it'll be able to be driven by us for literally the first time this year. We were hoping that we'd be able to take it to some summer drives this year, maybe take it to some parades or show and shines, have it continue its legacy of going to car shows and having won a lot of awards over the past couple decades, have it continue that legacy. But it's just kind of been stuck in the garage for the past year. But maybe it'll finally get a bit of a driving here again pretty soon before snow hits the ground, because that's the kind of thing that you don't drive once snow hits the ground. Like, it's out of the question. Don't do any driving of that. So yeah, there's that. Many pews. So there's that situation that is like solved or on the verge of being solved for like new developments in that truck story. So there's that tale. I mean, I guess I could talk more about that tale while things are going on here. It was interesting when we first started. Whoa, let's not run into that. Doing some work on that. I'll just use this, whatever. Some work on that truck. Because of how important it is to my grandpa, he's really protective of it still. To the point that I would argue it's probably a bit overprotective. Like when we mentioned some problems cropping up when they initially started cropping up, my grandpa would just kind of get like really mad about it and be like, "What did you do to it? It was perfectly fine when I had it." Stuff like that. And I have a cousin who is a mechanic. That's like what he does. He's some head honcho dudo at this Cal Tire location that he works at. Like, he's who I'll get new tires through, for example. And the plan was to get him to do some work on it. And this cousin being my grandpa's, you know, grandkid, and my grandpa's like, "No, I don't want him working on that and potentially messing things up. I want you to do it." You being, you know, my dad, who isn't as mechanically adept as my cousin who works in that full time, you know? So it's like, wait, really don't trust your own grandkid who's a mechanic working on that? I'd rather your son who's not as much as a mechanic doing that. So, you know, because of situations like that, we just kind of stopped telling him when we do things to the truck. So it's kind of sad that, you know, something that's so important to him has kind of become the taboo subject around the family. Whenever it crops up, we always just say like, "Oh yeah, it's going great. Like, thanks so much for that again. Like, it's going fantastic. Everything's perfect." We don't really delve into it anymore, is the case. So it's kind of sad that that's become the taboo subject there. I'll talk about the Fargo, the truck that I'm fixing up here and there, and some interesting things have come to light about you know, the work that was done on it. Like when I was recently seeing my grandparents there and had asked about the Fargo, I found out that this truck of mine, he got it from a farmer in Saskatchewan, so the next province over. Apparently the farmer who owned it died, the truck went to his son, and the rest of the family was like, "Oh, sell that truck, you gotta get rid of it." And my grandpa came and like bought it off of him. Apparently it wasn't starting at the time, I don't think. He managed to be the one to get it started, like, not quite a couple decades ago. This is around like 2004-ish, something like that. Placed the spark plugs, he managed to get it started. He replaced the seats, so like the seats in it are perfectly fine. Those aren't gonna need to be replaced as we restore it. But then eventually was like, "You know what, I'm too old for this. I've restored a vehicle once before. I don't need to have like 2 old trucks, and I don't need to do this again." So that's when he sold it off to my mom, who figured it could be a cool project for my dad and I one day, which now it is, like, we're turning it into a project now. Now it's the project vehicle. And as we were going around earlier today, my dad and I looking for parts for this thing, namely the reverse threaded bolts, if any place had that, which did not. And I'd asked him, like, so was it just like the seats and getting it started, like the spark plug stuff like that Grandpa had worked on? And my dad was telling me, oh, he actually did like a bunch of things. Like he apparently he worked on the brakes as well, which I guess one of them just didn't hold up all that well, since the brakes are something that we need to work on nowadays. But I mean, you know, it has been sitting around doing nothing since 2005. So they're finally dead. Oh, but there's more. But wait, there's more. We're gonna be here for a while. We've already been here for a while. Oh, I hate this so much. Oh, so much do I hate it. My goodness gracious. Is there any way that I can power up Dark Blast? Like, let's see here. Magic power plus 30%. This is the EXP rate one, right? Can I give something that'll do more damage? There's poison level 1. Confuse. Do poison level 1. Magic power and poison. So like, will I poison them with Dark Blast now? And the poison will slowly kill them, maybe? I need to reposition, I think. Is there, I see a poison effect. I don't know exactly how poison works in this game. I assume it'll just like slowly kill them. So this does mean like better damage now, right? Probably, hopefully, I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, there's the situation with the with the trucks, essentially. There's that. Let's see. That'd be really cool for the old fully restored truck to actually be able to, you know, be on the road and be drivable before the end of the year. Get like a nice autumn drive. My truck, on the other hand, is definitely not going to be on the road before snow hits the ground. No chance. But we might be able to get it on the road by the time the snow melts. Maybe. We shall see. It's a long road. I still have quite a ways to go, even just with like learning how to drive a stick. Is the thing. I still have quite a ways to go on that front. It's kind of embarrassing that, you know, I can say that I own a vehicle that I've never actually driven and still won't drive for quite some time and won't be legally drivable for quite some time, you know. That's certainly one heck of a situation right there. So many papoos. Man. But yeah, still gotta do a decent bit of practicing a stick, learning how to drive a stick. It's different types of sticks for both of these old trucks, both the 49 Mercury and the 52 Fargo. They're both like a 3-speed, but the Mercury is a 3 on the floor, and the maybe they are dying faster with the poison then. But the Mercury is a 3 on the floor, and the Fargo is a 3 on the tree. So like the Mercury evidently is on the floor, and 3 on the tree is like behind the wheel, like it's attached to the handle. So it's like wheel, and then here, like twisted up, down, and all around to shift gears and stuff. So it's interesting. So I'm learning on a modern standard first and foremost, get the feel for it. And then once my truck is roadworthy, I'll, you know, probably start driving it as like my main from point A to point B on short trips vehicle on, you know, routes that I'm used to, like going to Taekwondo and stuff. Just to get used to driving something like that, I'll probably put a sign on the back of it that doesn't say new driver, but says new early 50s manual driver. Just have people be a little bit patient with me as I potentially stall it sometimes and, you know, try my best to drive it around and stuff. So, you know, I'll put up one of those new driver signs, but for early 50s manual driver is what I'd be new at. So that's the plan. That's the plan right there. It does sound like, in terms of antique vehicles in the family, it does sound like my grandparents are still getting a lot of enjoyment out of their other antique vehicle that they have, which is a 51 Pontiac car, which has never been restored. Apparently that thing was under a tarp for like so long, so that when it was taken off, like it still looked like absolutely beautiful. So it still looks like it's in, you know, fantastic condition. It's never been restored, and it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. So apparently they're still, you know, taking that to a lot of shows and really enjoying that, which is good to see. But, you know, it's I guess this is the subject that we're talking about now, since since, you know, this is gonna be going on for 3,000 years, is the case. Not a personal subject that I was planning on delving into, but, you know, it's not so personal that it's not the kind of thing that I'd be willing to mention at all, and may as well be talking about something while this is going on. The situation over there isn't super great right now. My grandma recently had her 90th birthday party, which, you know, was a great time. She had a lot of fun with it. We were on the phone with her earlier today as we were going around, you know, searching for these parts, and she was thanking us again for coming to that party and helping make it great and stuff. So it sounds like it really, you know, resonated with her and really stood out to her. But she's had heart issues for a very, very long time, was recently in hospital over that, and might potentially be getting a pacemaker soon. So, you know, things there aren't super great. And like the overall situation there, with both of them losing their memory, it hasn't been super fantastic. We have thought about seeing about getting one of those services where you can get like someone to come in and check in on them from time to time, because, you know, they don't exactly do a whole lot of cooking and stuff. Yeah, it's a really awesome age, hitting 90 there, which is really cool to see. But, you know, it is getting to the point that we are seeing, you know, health problems like that. Which, combine that with like some issues with memory, them not really fending for themselves at home a whole lot, probably going out and like eating out a whole lot more often. And combined with the fact that they really like to go on adventures out of nowhere, can make everyone in the family really worried. Like, several months ago, for example, they kind of ended up in Saskatchewan. Like, we live here in Alberta, and they apparently just went driving and decided to go on a little bit of an adventure and just ended up in the whole next province. So, my dad and his sisters, my aunts, have been seeing about potentially getting them some sort of a cell phone, because they don't have a cell phone. They only have like their home phone, and getting them some sort of a plan so that they would be able to contact them when they go on these like crazy unexpected adventures out of nowhere. And it might be a little bit tricky because it might need to support service out of just this province, just in case they go on an adventure that brings them like out of the province. But, you know, good on them on one hand for, you know, continuing to go on adventures and get out there and stuff, and still wanting to have said adventures and stuff. But at the same time, it's worrying, you know, and it's scary for the family. Not to mention, gosh dang it, mention woman once that just randomly wandered off. It was extremely stressful. Yeah, that's what's kind of worrying here. Except our greater worry is that they're gonna drive away in some old vehicle to some like province in the middle of bumblefuck nowhere, you know, and then not know how to get back is the big concern. So like having someone with dementia in, you know, a confined space that you know where they're gonna be is one thing, but then when they have access to vehicles and specifically love going out on adventures, it's like, oh, that's scary. So, you know, it's a bit of a concern there, you know. Yeah, it's a bit tricky. It's also a bit tricky because they don't live in the main city here where, you know, I live with my family. They live at a smaller town that's a decent ways out. It's like an hour-ish drive away. So, you know, my grandparents that, you know, lived here in the city, my mom's side, were always super easy to visit whenever I wanted to go and visit them, always living super close by. But my grandparents on my dad's side is a lot more difficult. My dad's been talking recently about how he wants to go and visit a lot more often, though, in wake of, you know, stuff going on. Is the case. Pew, pew, pew. Please be a really good Healy item. Well, at least it's a Healy item, I guess. Oh, how I hate this. So awful. I'm coming back here again. It's like I knock you to the ground. But I doubt it. Doesn't seem like. So, yeah, there's that situation there. So, we shall see how things play out, but it is a little bit worrying. We're not 100% certain how we're gonna do Thanksgiving this year. I believe American Thanksgiving is sometime in November, right? It's in October here in Canada, so it's coming up here. We're not 100% certain how we're going to do it. The plan is to meet up on this farm of my aunt's, and hopefully the whole family will be able to come together. Well, not the whole family. Like, I have cousins and aunts and stuff that are way far off, but my whole family, I mean, like, including my grandparents, essentially, is what I mean. But with the recent health issues with the heart and stuff, they might not be able to make it, so it is possible that we might just, you know, go to this gathering, grab some food from it, and, you know, bring it to them afterwards. This is what might just be the case. We'll see how things play out. I hate this so much. Were these the kinds of guys that I could knock down with the aerial smackdown? Maybe if they don't have armor. Oh, I hate it so much. So much do I hate it. My, oh my. So many pews. I'm like half dead. I really wish I could just do like some sort of rubber band thing with this. Just let the game play itself and go back to playing PvZ like we did last stream. This is what I honestly wish I could do. Maybe these bubble guys I can get in close. Oh, it's sketchy. Oh, it's a little bit sketchy there. Ow. Gosh darn it. Anyway, yeah. If everything works out, it wouldn't be able to be this year. It'd have to be like next year at the very earliest. I think, one, it would be really neat to have that old Mercury on the road of my grandpa's, and, you know, maybe have them out at the lake sometime. Maybe, gosh dang it, I'm not getting in on this. And maybe bring them to a car show again at like the nearby closest town that our lake village is nearby. Like, that would be something really meaningful for both my grandma and my grandpa, you know. So that'd be really cool to see one day. And maybe if I get my my truck on the road, you know, next year, since probably the most key previous owner within the family was my grandpa there, I think it'd be really cool to take him for a ride in that and be like, hey, that truck that you sold to my family that you did a smidge of work on, yeah, it's on the road. Look at this work that we did on it. I feel like that'd make them pretty happy, you know. So that'd be really cool if that'd be able to work out. Recently, we watched your Pokemon Platinum stream where you did 3 Pokemon games at once. This situation, we were actually talking about that during the last stream, where it's like, what if we just get like multiple games going at once? There's discussions of like, oh yeah, set a new record for like most games being streamed at once, and I was like, if I remembered how to do like that one 3DS shiny hunting thingamabob in with that one setup I had, I'd totally do it. But I don't remember how to do that, and my software that lets me stream 3DS to my PC has straight up been like wonky lately, and I haven't been able to get it to work for quite some time. This is the thing. So we just stayed committed to PvZ. I'm glad that orb guy isn't coming by anymore. That's very good to see. Is it just you over here? You're just running around. You're not even fighting me anymore. During the one time that I want to actually fight. My goodness gracious. Yeah. I wish I could do like multiple games at once here. Oh my goodness. I hate it so much. So much do I hate it. Anyway, that was a ramble that I wasn't planning on going on this stream, but considering this is just taking 3,000 years, there's the there's the talk about like some personal family stuff going on, I guess, is the case. So things are a little bit sketchy, but you know, it's not like everything is like, oh my goodness, everything's falling apart, everything is awful, life sucks. It's just like, yeah, things are a little bit crummy, but hopefully they'll work out. It's just kind of the way that things are right now. All right, that guy's dead. Are you the last guy? Oh, there's one more back there. Are you the last guy? Is it you? Can I knock you down, please? Please? Ah. Please let me knock you down. Whatever, I'm doing this. I think putting poison onto this was a good idea, though. Is what it's seeming like. Man, Dark Blast has carried this playthrough so hard. Wait, this is the same type of boss that I rubber banded. Like, but he has way less health than the one that took 2.5 hours, considering I can actually see the health bar moving. I got to like such a perfect amount of rotation that like he always just turned. Yeah, like this pace. where he never attacks. He always just turns. But then he attacks. I don't know how I got that, like, perfect, that exact perfect rotation with the rubber bands, but I somehow managed to pull it off and just play PvZ for an hour and a half. Let's see here. Whoa. Oh, rubber banding is gonna break my frame rate. Hold on. It's fine. What kind of angle does this give me? And then if I put the other rubber band over the thing here. Is this the thing? It'll fix its frame rate eventually. There we go. As long as I don't run into the boxes. The boxes weren't here when we did this last stream, since it was like an open field. I'm a little bit worried. Oh, crud, the boxes screw it up. Can I? Unless this fixed it. I'm getting really close now. He might just melee me. Where's my Switch controller? Can I do what I did last stream? Click back on the game. Back out. Can I just play Plants vs. Zombies instead? I am a little bit worried about this rotation. I'm worried that he's gonna melee me, but I guess if I just like stick behind like this, then maybe he'll just always be turning? Maybe? I'm a little bit worried. This guy's not gonna last very long. You know, his health bar is nothing near the health bar of the last Dudo. But yeah, so this game came out in like 2019, and I did a playthrough of it back then. Apparently it came out on the Switch like a year or two later. So, you know, this is like old news of a video game. But when I recently found out that it was on sale on the Switch for like 12 bucks or something like that, it like reignited my desire to play this game. Especially when I found out the Switch version just has all of its content available straight up, whereas it's based on like the month in every other version of the game. So while this version has all of its content available at all times, I guess to be able to play locally, this is like the better long-term option to play is the I don't know, is the Switch version. Yeah, there's this is gonna end pretty quickly here. Whoa, I can see a new challenge. Oh, look, because it's a spooky month. There's spooky things going on. Look, it's all like decorated and stuff. I think we saw this like in the 2019 playthrough as well. I think. Because it had rolled around into the spooky month at the time. So this is like the setup for October. Oh, you love to see it. Look at them jack-o'-lanterns and stuff. Anyway, the boss is about to die. We're not doing any rounds of PvZ this time. This time. Get Elgato out of my face. I need to actually see NieR again. Well, let's take the rubber bands off. I have to unplug it to do that since I hooked it like around the cable. All right. It wasn't loading in like some new boss, was it? I hope not. OBS being all weird. All right, well, the frame rate's dead again. Please don't load in some new boss. Why frame rate? Why you do this? Please just tell me that was it. It was just this section. Why does this game do this sometimes? Watch it crash. If it crashes, I'm gonna rage quit. Oh, there we go. Health salve. I don't know if I think I used like one health salve. I think I used mostly the medicinal herbs. Foolish human, foolish human, foolish human. Foolish vessel. Yeah, of course there'd be more. Oh no, not the boars. There's 3 of them. Oh no. No. No!
Word.
Something wrong?
I feel as if I've just awoken from a most unpleasant dream.
I know what you mean. That happens to me whenever I read it.